Something as simple as line can make or ruin your drawing. So this is a line mastery exercise masterclass. Yeah, that you are going to learn more about line. Line is a very fundamental component when you are drawing anything. Yeah, literally anything. Any drawing starts with a line. So these exercises will really help you build, control, and define your pencil drawing skills. So line mastery exercise, and the purpose of this exercise is to improve precision, consistency, and control over your pencil. So first, we are going to start with straight line exercises. What are straight lines? Straight lines, I'm sure by now you know what a straight line is. So how do you draw a straight line? You can use a ruler or a freehand to draw straight lines by varying lengths. So let's start first by demonstrating how we draw straight lines. You just use a ruler, and at the beginning of a line, you just draw like that. Simple as that. These are straight lines, okay? Very simple. So after drawing that, we have used a ruler. It's very simple to use a ruler than a freehand. Let's do one with the freehand. Drawing straight line. This will keep your hands flexible, so that when you draw like fast, you don't slow down. Like the way you have started, the way that you will end it, like that. So that is the first and the fundamental skill when you're trying to master your line drawing techniques. So this is a straight line exercise, and we focus on trying to keep line even in thickness and ensure that they are straight. Yeah, you ensure that they are straight, especially when you're drawing using freehand. You can practice using a ruler. Yeah, for just for the in the beginning of, so that you can also master how to maneuver around and make precise lines using freehand. So we start light. Now focus here, we start with a light line, then gradually increase pressure for darker lines. What do I mean by this? So let's demonstrate it. You can start with the light, then gradually increase pressure for darker lines, or you can do it the other way around. So let's begin demonstrating it. So this is what I mean. You increase the pressure like that, then you reduce. You see that? Yeah. Then you reduce the pressure. It's good at faints like that. They're straight lines. You just use the ruler. Let's use freehand. Freehand like that, then you reduce the pressure. Like that, then you reduce the pressure. Or you can rather practice like this. Light line, then as you go, you increase it. In fact, it is easier this way. Lighter, then you increase the pressure. You see the line gets bold and thick, bold and thick, bold and thick, like that. So those are straight lines, either this or this, like that. Yeah, so you master and you challenge yourself with that. So try drawing lines with one hand while keeping your wrist steady and moving from your shoulder instead of just your fingers. Shade slowly as you hold the pace for more flexibility. So this will enable you to draw straight lines when you draw from the angle of your shoulders instead of just fingers or the elbow part. Okay. So when I say this, I mean that, let's say this is your hand. These are your fingers drawing and catching the pencil like that. This is the pencil. And this is your hand. Yeah, so let's say fingers. So when you are drawing, this is the elbow. And here comes your shoulder. These are your shoulders. So you try to move from the shoulder. So as the direction changes from here to here, you move from the shoulders. Yeah, so like that one. Yeah, it's not correctly demonstrated, but that's how it goes. Yeah, so you try to draw from your shoulders, not here, not move. Do not move any of these parts, just your shoulders, to make you practice and master more how to draw using your shoulders. Yeah, and make straight lines. So you're done with, I hope you have learned about drawing straight lines. So let's go to the next line technique, which is parallel line exercises. So how do we draw parallel line exercises? Here we're just going to demonstrate how to draw using freehand, because many things that we are going to discuss here is about freehand drawing techniques, okay? Yeah, so let's master how to draw parallel line. So how do we do it? Draw multiple lines across your page and maintaining consistent spacing between each line. So that's what we are going to do. Like we are drawing like this. You know parallel lines, right? Yeah, so we draw like that. We try to maintain this space, the space between the lines, like that. So this space, you try to maintain the spacing, consistent spacing, like there should be like equal spacing like between. Just slowly, but like by that, do it more frequently. Yeah. And then after that, you're going to focus on precision with the spacing to ensure the lines are parallel. Okay. So as you draw like this as many times as you can, you try to focus on the precision and spacing to ensure that the lines are parallel. It will really help you to master shading techniques. Yeah, a challenge here is use to, as you get more comfortable trying to decrease the space between the lines without losing consistency. Yeah, as much as you can, trying to decrease that space between the lines like this, you reduce the space. The more you draw, the more you reduce the space. Okay, you see, like that. Then the next one will be like that. You just draw it in one direction like that, Yeah. You try to reduce the space between the lines. Okay. So this will train your eyes to capture details when drawing and build your consistency. So you see how important parallel lines are. So let's go to the next line exercise, which is tapered line exercises. Tapered line exercises are lines that are not straight. Yeah, so they are, how to do it, you start by drawing thick line, then gradually tapers into a thinner line, or vice versa. So tapered lines are lines that maybe goes wavy like that, or this one, or it bends like that. Yeah, so that those are the tapered lines. So when you are trying to draw the tapered lines, you start by drawing a thick line, then you gradually tapers to a thinner line. So this is how it goes. So you draw like that, slowly, then yeah, then it reduces, you reduce the pressure, you reduce the strength, you see, like that. The way we are drawing the straight lines, then we are reducing the pressure the same way, or the other way around, vice versa, like that, or this, or that. Any line that tapers, yeah, you try to do it the same way, like that, or like that. Okay, so that's a tapered line. Now we focus on work on controlling pressure and pencil, and the pencil angle to increase the smooth transition from thick to thin. So this is what I mean by that. When you try to control the pressure and the angle of pencil, so there are different ways in which you can handle the pencils, which I will talk about it in another video. So when you are trying to, you can use any technique that you like to control the pressure. You know, holding a pencil is one of the also from the fundamental skills when you are drawing. Like you focus on, you can do it like that. You see how I'm holding the pencil? It's called the overhand grip. This one I'll talk about it in another video. Yeah, so the most important thing is that you try to control that pressure from thick to thin. You reduce the pressure or you increase the pressure as you draw that line, like that, or like this. This is very interesting. You increase the pressure right here, then you reduce again. You use less pressure, you go and increase the pressure like that. You increase, then you reduce the pressure as it fades away. Okay, yeah, so that's the transition from thick to thin line. Yeah, and you practice tapering in both directions and experiment with different degrees of tapering. Try this with different grades of pencils. This will help you start capturing more subtle details. Okay, yeah, so making consistent details when creating a drawing, it will really help your hand, and practice this a lot, as many times as you can. Yeah, tapered lines, you increase, reduce pressure. Those are the main points. Yeah, so let's go to the next line, which is circle and curve drills. So the purpose of practicing circle and curve is to develop fluidity when and controlling over your lines and shapes, or over circles and circle lines and curved lines, sorry, over the curved lines and shapes. So drawing cycle and curve drills will really help you to develop the fluidity, the flexibility of your hands. So the basic circles, you start by drawing circles, various circles, and trying to make them as symmetrical as possible using freehand. I strongly recommend that, using freehand. You see, that's not even a circle, but you will get better as time goes by. You see? And try to make them as possible. You do it fast. When you do it slow, you lose the flexibility and the fluidity, like that. So those are circles and drills. You draw like that. You see? Yeah. So after you practice drawing as many circles as you can and making them symmetrical, you focus on, you pay attention on the evenness of the edges around the circles appear, the evenness, how the circles are. That's why I'm saying you should make it fast. Okay, like that, fast. Don't reduce the speed or increase the speed. Just maintain the speed and should be a little bit faster. So the challenge when drawing circles and curve drills, you work on increasing the size of the circle gradually while maintaining smooth curves. So let's say you are drawing from small circles to big circles. You increase, yeah, like that. Yeah, it will really increase the fluidity. Draw like this as many times as you can, as many times as you can, as many times as you can, like that. So those are cycles and drill, and it really help you in developing your fluidity and flexibility and control over your pencils. Okay, yeah. Draw it as many times as you can, like that, like that, like that, like that, like that. Now let's go to the second last line, which is a spiral. How do you draw spiral lines? You start at the center of the page and draw spiral lines that gets bigger and move outward. You know how spiral looks like. Okay, so like that. Are this spiral like that? I hope so. Yeah. Okay, I hope so. It gets bigger. So those are spiral lines. Do it as many times as you can. Repeat repeat them as many times as you can. Okay, yeah, when you do it frequently, it really counts a lot to your mastery. That's where mastery comes from, in repeating, doing it repetitively, sorry, so that you master the basic fundamentals. Then you focus on keeping the line consistent and smooth without jagged edges. The same I'll be saying. Be consistent and avoid jagged edges. Okay. You do it fast, not that slow. So try drawing spirals with both inward and outward, paying attention to the spacing between each curve. Yeah, you pay attention to the, like this, you know, those curves. So you try to maintain this spacing between this. That's the spacing I'm talking about. You see, like that, when you draw fast, you are more likely to maintain that space between the spirals. Okay. Yeah. Then we have the final technique, which is S shapes. So how do you draw the S shapes? Draw long fluid S shapes, curves. S shapes, you know how S shapes are, like wavy lines. Yeah, like that. Fast. Like the way you are drawing the straight lines now, you try to curve and twist your pencil, twist your finger so that they draw the S shapes. They are pretty easier to draw. Okay, then you focus on ensure that the curves are smooth and continuous. Smooth and continuous, like that. Smooth and continuous. Do this as many times as you can. Then vary the size of the S shapes and work on controlling the flow of the lines. Avoid jerky movements. So you work on controlling, do it consistently. Control the flow of the lines, okay? Yeah, that's what I mean. Controlling the flow of the, so that is the S shapes. When you are trying to master drawing techniques, this is the final line mastery exercises that you have to work on. So you have talked about the straight lines, you have talked about the parallel lines, you have talked about the circle and drills, you have talked about the S shapes, the spiral lines, and also the parallel lines and tapered lines exercises. So all those exercises, make sure you practice them more often. This is the fundamental skill. So the next topic that we are going to deal is how to hold and control your pencil. There are different ways of controlling your pencil which will make you work really better, and you are going to master how to hold a pencil when drawing, so that when you draw, what you expect will come out the way you want them to be. So I hope I'm going to see you in the next video. Please like and subscribe to this channel, because I'll be bringing you more content on how to master your drawing skills. So thank you for watching, and see you next time.